Actually, this is our third visit in Hungary. We have been here last year. We performed in an Everness festival. This year we were invited again to perform. And we have to say that we really like the connection that we have with the Hungarian crowd. And now this is our third visit here in Hungary and playing at A38.
What happened was we have a contact who is Krista. She's our contact here in Hungary, and she's helping us arranging with gigs and shows. This year we have one more show, which will be, apart from today, on the A38 we will have also Babel Sound in Balaton. But that's enough for this year. Hopefully next year we will be back. We'll play in Budapest. It looks very promising for us because we're having more fans, we're getting more feedback, so that makes us quite happy. It looks like our music is being appreciated a lot here from the feedback we get in our shows. People are always dancing, so we'll sure be back.
Our music is a fusion of different styles. We are 6 members in the band, and each member has got his own influences. Being from reggae music to psychedelic music to world music to classical music, rock music as well. And so basically we have put all our influences together, and I think also the kind of instruments that we use is something that creates curiosity for the audience, because we have this combination of didgeridoo and sitar, which are 2 instruments that normally you don't find them very much together. But we tried it out, and the sound is what it is, and I think this is what is making people interested in our sound, this fusion of different styles of music, and also this variety of different instruments that we use for our performance.
We have our own style of playing, so we are not copying a classical way of playing. We have our own, it's our own way, and everybody has their own little way of playing, and together it forms Tribali, the sound of Tribali.
Basically, it was Antoine, who is our drummer. He came up with this idea of Tribali in Malta. He started organizing friends and playing percussions, first on the beach, and then it started to develop. And then he started also playing with DJs on both parties. DJs who play psychedelic music, and he joined them with the percussions and didgeridoo. Then I was lucky to meet him in 2003, before I left to India. We had an event together, and I really liked his style of playing. And so I told him that when I get back from India, I will contact him, and if he is free, we will start something together. I was lucky because I stayed 8 months in India, so I came back to Malta with lots of inspiration in my mind, and Antoine was free at that time, so I helped him develop this project, and slowly we started in 2000 and late 2003 we started exploring the idea of this project. We started also writing songs together, and then by time we started connecting with musicians to join this project. And finally, in 2006, we managed to release our first album by the name of Tribali. We had no idea how the Maltese audience are going to react to this kind of sound, but we have to say that we were very surprised with the feedback that we had. And until then, we continued developing, and we released also another 2 albums. Second album is called The Elephants of Lanka, and the third album is called The Traveler. And besides that, also we have various songs which are in compilation albums with other artists from around the world. So basically the story of Tribali, it started in 2003, and it started through Antoine, the drummer of the band. I think this is something that we planned it from the very beginning. We want that every time that we give a show, it's not just a Tribali show, but we want that the audience will be part of the show as well. And so in different times of the concert, we ask the audience to wave their hands in a particular way, or to sing in a particular way, or to do particular movements. And so this is something very interesting, because when people come to our show, it's their show too. So together we connect very well, and we create this very positive vibration during our events.
It's more enjoyable when you are taking part in the show yourself. You can go to a show and you are watching and you enjoy it, but if you are also taking part and moving around, you know, and dancing and following, you know, it's much more interacting. So there's
and we have to say that the Hungarian crowd, they are very reactive. And we really appreciate that, and we really love that. So whenever we ask the crowd to participate something, and sometimes it's spontaneous also, you know, we just feel it at that time and we just go for it, they react immediately. And that is something very beautiful. Every audience has its own particular feel. But I think our music...
Yeah, they interact, you know, all in all, they interact. I think it depends more on the location of the kind of festival than the country, because it could be a street festival, you know, in a local village, where you have maybe older people who, mind you, still dance, and that's really nice to see people still interacting even of a certain age. But if you are also playing in a festival, when people are really there to party, you know, the crowd is obviously more interactive. But I have to say that we had good feedback from different kind of people and also different ages. You will notice that in our shows there are children and there's old people, and they're all enjoying, and that gives us a lot of pleasure.
It's different ways. Sometimes a member of the band has an idea, and he show it to the band, and the band will take over and bring this idea into a song. Sometimes we are jamming, and magical moments happen when all of a sudden, you know, when we are jamming, something really interesting comes. Basically, those are the two main parts. Or somebody comes with an idea and we develop it, or else we discover some tunes while we are jamming. It's a very interesting process. We love it a lot. I mean, composing is something that we really love. At present, we have a good selection of new tracks that we haven't recorded yet. So we are just waiting for the right time to go back to the studio, hopefully in the beginning of next year. And we have these different kind of tunes that we would like to put them on.
To be honest, that's one point, that fugitives are coming from Africa, but it's not the only interaction with Malta. This past 10 years, people discovered Malta. People coming from Hungary, because I have a lot of Hungarian friends. People are coming from Scandinavian countries. People are coming from Italy, from Spain. So there's a very big mix right now in Malta. And I think when it comes to going out, social life, I think it boosted. It's a boost, because there's much more diversity. And a lot of people have different ideas, you know, and they're looking for various things. I think it's a very good thing, especially when it's in the social ambient. I think it's an advantage. I see it as an advantage.
Our lyrics are more on a positive feeling. We feel that nowadays there are a lot of crazy things happening in the world. So we feel that with our music we would like to contribute on the aspect of being positive. So during our shows there are many moments when we express positive feeling with the audience. So that is something that we really love.
But we do not get involved with any political stance, you know. We do not comment on any politics. I mean, we'll leave it in the hands of the politicians. But we just convey a positive message, but it's not on a political level. You know, it's more on a life level than politics, on a social level.
We have a very beautiful set happening tonight. We have a mix from songs from the first album, songs from the second and the third album, and also have some new tunes which we haven't released yet, which we'll be performing tonight. We have a nice show coming up. We are very happy that this is our first time that Tribali are organizing an event outside of Malta. This is an event that we, through Kiki, are organizing ourselves. So we weren't sure how the outcome is going to be. But we have to say that we received very good feedback from the last from the last news we had, it's almost fully booked. I'm sure people will turn at the door, so we are hoping that tonight the event will be booked, and all of the people, all of the crowd will join our music vibration, and together we will create a beautiful memory for everyone.
We hope that the boat won't rock so much.
Through these events, when we go to perform in different places, we get to meet also artists, local artists from the place. For example, for this event tonight, we will have a violin player who is from Budapest, from Hungary. His name is Zene. We are very happy to be collaborating with him. He is very, very good. And it's also nice for us as Tribali to go to different places and collaborate with different artists, especially local artists.
You know, when we have solos, you cannot really make the solo exact, so there's always a feeling. And the most important thing, I think, is the reaction from the people. Because how the people are reacting really changes the way you're playing, because you get a lot of feeling. And I have to say that when we play here in Hungary, the people are very responsive. It's a really good feeling, honestly. It's really nice.
And that's a bit tricky, because world music was world music.
It's generic, it's very, very big umbrella, you know.
In fact, nowadays, in the beginning we used to say Tribali, we play world music. Nowadays we say more like a fusion, because what's world music? And also sometimes world music is related to the traditional,
more
traditional instruments. We don't want to use the instruments strictly traditionally, but we want to experiment and take them also to other levels where we feel good.